What is up, my fellow new bobcats, or what I like to call bob kittens? I am Olivia Leopardi. I am a sophomore at Texas State, and when starting college, it's a brand new world. It's fresh, it's fun. You finally get this taste of freedom to be away from your parents. You get to choose who you are, what you want to do. It's very fun, but I do know once you get down to college, it can be very hectic to balance everything. It was a smack in my face. And hopefully with the help of these couple of tips and tricks that I have learned and picked up and applied to my college education, hopefully I can make this transition a little smoother for you guys. So let's get into it. My first tip would have to be, don't rush your experience. Now, you just left home, you're moving into this new place, you want to make a bunch of new friends, you want to join a lot of little things, go partying, like you want to live that full college experience. Trust me, your girl knows, she did it. But I feel like if you really do try to rush your experience rather than focusing on what you're there for, which is your education at the end of the day, it will lead to you falling behind. Personally, I understand this. I really put forth meeting people, going to parties, experiencing that like college freedom a little bit too much my first semester, so it did really affect me. Just be careful with what you do. Make sure that you've got a hold of your classes, that you can balance all of your classworks on top of that before you try to go out and meet all these people and try to join all these clubs. It is really hard because you're new, you're alone, you want to branch out, but it is really important to remember why you were there, and that is for you to grow into a better person, a smarter person for what you want to do in the future. My second tip for you guys would have to be that planners do work. I know some people buy them, some people don't use them, and that's okay. I've found that the only way I will remember, get my things done, is if I put it in my handy dandy planner. And what I do to make it a little more fun for myself, because I am really bad about filling these out, is I buy stickers for them. I make it more interesting and fun for me. If you don't like planners, hopefully you're really good at remembering things. If not, your phone, just anything that you can use as reminders, something that you can physically read and see what all that you need to do. It pressures you to get the things done, and it really helps with time management. Time management is key, and that is something you're going to continuously keep hearing throughout school. You just got to learn to find that balance of when to say no to going out with friends and doing all of these things when you have important schoolwork. It's so hard, but at the end of the day, it's your education, not your friends. So do it for you and make sure that you're getting the most out of this experience that you can. Now, my third tip is going to be join clubs. Planners, they help you time manage, and they help you get your classwork done, everything else done. They can also help you plan when you can go to your clubs. And joining clubs, I believe, is the biggest way to get involved and meet people. Now, it's really hard, especially when nobody knows anybody, but you do know you have your interests. You do know what you're into. So I recommend joining a club that at least just one, so you don't have to, take on too much responsibility and time. They'll probably meet once or twice a week, have fun little activities, but do something along the lines that you would really enjoy. Personally, I joined FMA, which is our Fashion Merchandising Association, and that is where I've met some of my closest friends pretty much on campus. We have all of the same, interests and things, and it made making friends a lot easier just because we had the same interest, we had things to talk about, had things to share. And I met my really good friends, and these are some of the things that we created just for creative fun and purpose and direction, styling, makeup. All of my friends are talented, so we got to figure that out and work together as a team. My fourth tip is going to be self-care. Self-care is key. Trust me, your girl rolled up to classes either looking like Barbie or she was Hobo Johnson and she barely maybe brushed her teeth. This comes with time management. It's really important, even if it's once a week, to schedule a day just for yourself to debunk, to debrief, to, get all of your things written down for the next week, get a little ahead, give yourself time to, cater to yourself and check in with yourself and make sure that you're good and not too stressed and overwhelmed and that you're happy. In order to be successful, you got to be rested and you got to be feeling good physically and mentally to keep going. And, if you don't take time to care for yourself, eventually it will bite you and it'll lead you to being stressed and it'll lead you to, maybe not being motivated to do your classwork. That includes having a somewhat regular sleep schedule. I know it's so hard, especially when you're staying up cramming on those papers, but with time management, maybe work on those papers a little sooner so that you can get some more sleep in the long run so that, not only are your grades better, but you're feeling better. I think my last tip would have to be study, study, study. Studying is quite hard, but I like to make a schedule for it. I like, writing things down a bunch of times, making flashcards. Quizlet will be your best friend, I promise. Making Quizlets, using other students' Quizlets, it's a great way to retain the information, number one, and what's the point in learning the information if you're not going to remember it? So you might as well study up on it and have these random facts in your brains that you never know when are going to come in handy and when they're going to be needed. But yeah, those are a couple of tips and tricks that I have for you guys. I'm still learning myself as a sophomore. I have a little more experience, but not that much, I feel like adulting is just everyone pretending to know what they're doing and going about it in correct manners. But yeah, welcome to Texas State, and I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing college career. I hope you apply some of these tips and tricks. If not, come up with your own.